Hello everyone. This is a class on the conditional, and the plan is for the students to talk as much as possible. And we will be asking the question, what would you do if? Okay, and my name is Holly, and I'm a newish teacher on Verbling, although I've been ever present, it seems like, in the last week. I started a week ago on Wednesday, so it's now Thursday. And then I guess in some parts of the world it's almost Friday in the next few hours. I've been teaching online since 2006, and I've been teaching to non-native speakers since 1994. So I have a lot of experience. I'm just new here at Verbling. And still learning the Verbling way on doing things. This class, we will work on the conditional and then go on and work with fluency and see if and help people just start to practice talking and get used to speaking. And my style is I usually give feedback on the class chat. I hope people are starting to realize that, and that way I don't stop people from actually speaking. If I think it's really, really important, I'll say something when they are finished. Let's see, what else? You can find me on Facebook. That's Verbling Teacher Holly. You can also find me on Google Plus and follow me there, or you can find me, of course, on Verbling on my page here. And so you have the opportunities to follow me. And yeah, I look forward to starting the class. I don't know if anybody's watching right now, and early too. So anyway, if you want to follow me on Verbling, my username is Holly Sewell, so it's a website plus Holly Sewell. Yeah. Cool! Yay! 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 So I am looking forward to somebody coming so I can start saying, let's get going, shall we? Anyway, yay! It is now 9 p.m. in Idaho, USA. Idaho is the part of Idaho I am in is in the Mountain Time Zone. The northern part of Idaho is part of the Pacific Time Zone. Idaho from north to south is about a 12 to 14-hour drive, and from east to west, I would say it's about an 8 to 10-hour drive. On the widest part. On the skinniest part from east to west, it's probably about an hour, maybe 2 hours max. Idaho's 75% of Idaho is made up of national forest, so nobody lives on it, and so because of that, there's a lot of ample hunting and fishing and all kinds of things like that. So Idaho is a great place to be from, and there's few of us. We only have about 3 million people in the state of Idaho. In the town I live in, there's only 850 people, and so it's a bedroom community. So anyway, looking forward to get started. We're going to actually go over the conditional today, and then we are going to do more structured conversation. We'll start out with the question, what would you do if? And quickly go over some vocabulary, some grammar, and that is in the conditional. and the structure, and give some examples, and then we will practice questions like, what would you do if you were rich, you were poor, you were the principal of your school, you won the lottery, you lost your passport, you could speak English fluently, you were told you had one day left to live, and then if there's more time, then we'll do something else. So, hello, somebody's here, yay! Hello, how are you today?
Hi,
Hi, Renee. Hi, Renee, how are you?
fine, thanks. I am new here.
Oh, yeah, I see. So this is
Very,
your first verbally class?
for me,
Is
it's
it?
yeah. It's the second, but the last one made in the iPad. But now I am
Oh,
changing from my computer. That's why I'm new here.
okay, okay, okay. So it's you've done it a little bit differently. Welcome, welcome. Well, Renee, where are you from?
I am from Mexico City.
Oh, okay. So it's about 10 p.m. there?
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Okay. I'm in Idaho, which is in the northwest region of the U.S. So,
yeah. I never been over there, but I have a good friend that live over there, Mexican
oh,
friend.
really?
Yeah,
In Idaho?
yeah.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
What did she do in Idaho?
He he's an architect. We studied uh, together in the university.
Uh-huh. Okay. And then
Yeah.
he went up there for a job? Yeah.
Um, his family live over there, and he has about like 15 years over there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Idaho, I like the part of the canyon. I'm part of Canyon County, which is a huge county, and I would say that the side that I live on is 80% Mexican American. So we
Yeah,
have we have a huge
I,
Mexican American
I believe
population.
that.
Yeah. So Cinco de Mayo is very big, and which isn't even a holiday in your country. So.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and but you drive about an hour away, and then it's very different. So
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, in the town I live in, right next to me, it's about 80% Mexican American. They've got the best Mexican restaurant there. So
oh,
best. I'm
I
like,
can
oh,
believe that.
yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that's great about having so many people immigrate to the U.S. because many of our ethnic restaurants are like the Korean restaurants. The Koreans do you have them. The Chinese restaurants, the
Yeah.
Chinese, and we've got a really good Mongolian barbecue as well, and they're people from Mongolia, so at
Ah,
least some of
really?
them, yeah. So it is really nice. So
That's great to have a lot of different
yeah,
people.
yeah. So are you in university right now, or what do you do?
No, no, no. I finished the university about 10 years or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
So you're like
I
me.
am older.
You look younger than you are.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
I am an architect.
Oh, are
Uh,
you? Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you do international projects?
For me, if
Do
I
you
do
do
what?
do you do projects where you have to speak English in your job?
Um, Actually, right now I am the owner of my company, architecture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but sometimes I used to work in a international company, and I
Mhm.
have to talk in English sometimes because we
Uh-huh.
have in New York and reps in all the American Union,
Mhm.
and sometimes I have to speak in English. But
Okay.
I need to practice more. That's why I am here in Berlin.
Well, awesome. You're going to find the nice thing about verbling right now it's kind of a bad time because Europe is asleep and Asia is asleep. So only the Americas are awake. So, but
Yeah.
depending on when you take the class, you'll find that there's people from many different countries, and but it's really cool. We did have I did have a class earlier this week, and it shocked everybody. There was 6 people in the class. Every one of them were from Brazil.
Really?
Yeah, and we were like, "What?" Because usually it's like one person from Mexico, one person from
Yeah.
Spain, but somebody from Colombia, somebody from Egypt, somebody from Turkey. Just all different places. So, yeah.
And I love Brazil.
Do you like Brazil?
Yeah, I
Have
went
you?
over there on October and I
Uh-huh.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, and the only place I've been to Mexico when I was a teenager. We went down to Mexico, and I went to a conference down there, and we stayed at, I think it was like the 1968 Olympic Village or something like that.
Oh,
It,
yeah, in Mexico City.
near Mexico City. Yeah, it was like a quite a drive, at
Yeah.
least an hour drive. And then the other place is Colombia. I spent 4 or 5 days in Bogota, and really I loved it down there. So
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah.
I never been in Colombia.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
Bogota. I don't know about the rest of the country, but Bogota was really neat. And the thing that I liked about it is they told me that year round the temperature is only 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's something like Mexico City. We have the best weather.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
look, I am in a short.
Yeah, but do you get like up to like 30 and 40 degrees Celsius?
No.
No. Okay.
No, we are always in 23, 25 degrees
Oh wow. Okay, that
in
is
all the
really
day.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lived for 11 years. I lived in Finland.
Finland?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. Well, it was really nice, but it compared to Mexico, it's cold. So the
Yeah.
average the average
I,
temperature in the summer is -5 in the winter,
yeah.
and in the summer it is 20 in the summer.
Also in Idaho, you have a cold weather,
Yeah,
no?
we do. It's a little bit warmer than Finland. I would say that the average temperature here is +5. +5 in the winter, and then in the summer it gets to about 30 to 35 in the summer.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't like anything above 26. So, and I don't mind cold weather though. But
But degrees is in Fahrenheit or
no, I lived in Europe so long that I just speak Celsius. So,
oh, Celsius.
yeah, yeah, the degree plus I would say +5 is about maybe 20 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe.
Fahrenheit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Here in Mexico, you would use centigrados.
Yeah, centigrade, which is
Centigrade.
Celsius. Yeah.
It's the same of Celsius.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. They're pretty much the same. Is I spell it? Yeah, I did. They're the same, and then here in the U.S. we use Fahrenheit, but we're the only ones, and so when I moved abroad, I started thinking in Celsius. And now that I'm talking to all of you guys 6 hours a day, I'm finding that I'm starting to think that way, just in Celsius, and I forget what
Okay.
Fahrenheit is. So that's
Okay.
that's one of the things about living abroad. You just start thinking like everybody else. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And you like to give English classes?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I enjoy it. I took some time off. I started teaching in 2006, and in about 2011, I stopped teaching full time, and I only taught maybe once or twice a week maybe 6 months out of the year. So the last 3 years, I have not been teaching full time. So about 8 weeks ago, I took some time off work and I decided what do I want to, I asked myself, what do I want to do? And I decided I wanted to go back into teaching full time. So,
That's great. And you have the
yeah.
same time. What is the time in Idaho right now?
The time in Idaho is 9:12. Yeah.
It's
So
minus 1 hour. Yeah.
yeah. So the last week I've been teaching at all the different hours,
Yeah.
and now I'm kind of focusing it down, and I'll be trying to teach about one time frame instead of all the different ones. So
Okay.
yeah, but I haven't yet decided what that will be, and it might change every week. So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started on the lesson because it looks like no one else is coming. So
Okay.
which is fine. You get a private lesson, which is nice.
Yeah.
So all right. So the topic, oh, this is not the correct one. Bear with me a moment. That's my last.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow. That's next class. So
Okay.
yeah, I have all the. Can just bear with. Oh, I must have. Oh, okay, here it is. No, that's not. I had it up here. So what would you do if, right? I must have deleted it. Let me get it back up. So bear with me.
Don't worry. And what's the name of the class?
What would you do if? And so it's we're gonna work on conditionals.
Okay. I don't know if I have the level to do the class because the last class I am in beginners. What do you think? I can do this class?
You're fine. Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
You can do this class.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can if I can bring it onto my screen. Yeah, you're fine. My classes are general in nature because I don't know, and so I don't know what level.
Yeah.
So I set many of the classes up where I can make it easier or I can make it harder depending on who is here. So,
okay.
but you're not a beginner. You're definitely not a beginner. So, you speak English very well.
Oh,
So,
really?
okay. Yeah, you're doing fine. Yeah. Okay, so this is what would you do if? And so what this is we're just going to ask and answer questions based on this question. What would you do if, and then there'll be questions right here.
Okay.
So we're going to start out, though, with the conditional. Bear with me a moment. Okay, we're going to start out with the conditional. When we use if clauses, we have three types. We have the first, second, or third conditional, if you remember in your grammar classes, right?
Okay, a little.
Okay, if you remember a little, okay. Okay. The first conditional is when you talk about the future, and which is the one most of the things we will talk about today will be future. So you'll have will, future, and or a modal like would, must, can, could, plus an infinitive, which is a verb to stay, to go. The second conditional, you use a simple past. You do would plus a verb, which is an infinitive. The third conditional, and this is if something could happen, but it might not. Past perfect. This is would plus have plus participle. And I just skipped a page. The
Okay.
first condition is it's possible to fulfill. It could happen if you, what would happen if you take a class at Verbling, for
Okay, you're
example.
asking me? It's an example?
No, that's just an example, yeah. Okay. Second, the condition in theory, it's possible to fulfill. And third, it's not possible to fulfill because it's too late. Because we're talking about the past. So would have plus past participle. Okay.
Okay.
Let's look at the examples. This makes more sense. Okay. If I study, I will pass the exam. So we're talking about the future.
Okay.
Now, if I studied, I would or I could pass the exam. We're still talking about the future, but it's more you don't really know. It might not happen. Okay. If I studied, I could pass the exam. Now, if I had studied, I would have passed the exam. So this is a past tense. If I had studied, I would have passed the exam. Okay. Now this other example is if you put the if clause at the end. I will pass the exam if I study, or I would pass the exam if I studied. So this one is sure. This I just realized you can't see my mouse. This one is sure. This one is maybe, and this one is past. So I would have passed the exam if I had studied. Does that make sense?
The first one is sure, the second one is maybe, and the third one is
past.
Past.
It could have happened, but it's too late.
Okay.
It's too late. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. Okay. This one has to do with what about negatives? So here's some more examples. So this is if I study, I will pass the exam. If I study, I'll pass the exam. That's what we already looked at. Okay. Now, if it's a negative, if I study, I will not fail the exam, or if I do not study, I will fail the exam.
Okay.
Okay. If I do not study, I will fail the exam. If I don't study, I'll fail the exam. So that's just the contracted forms. That's in the first conditional. So this is a pretty much sure. This one's the maybe. If I studied, I would not fail the exam. If I did not study, I would fail the exam. So if I didn't study, I'd fail the exam. Okay?
Okay.
And now the third one is if I had studied, I would not have failed the exam. This is talking about your exam from yesterday, right? If only I had studied, I would not have failed the exam. Okay? Or if I had not studied, I would have failed the exam.
Okay.
So this is when you're talking about the past tense.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's go on. Let's see if we can practice. So the question is, so that's look at the rules, but the question is, what would you do if you were rich?
If I were rich, the first one, if I were rich, or if I am rich.
Because you can say if I were rich, I would.
I will travel around the world.
Okay, if I were rich, I will travel around the world. Okay, talk to me. What countries would you travel to?
I don't have to repeat the question, brother. Really?
No, no,
Okay.
no.
Which countries? Maybe
Uh-huh.
I want to, first I want to go to Istanbul.
Istanbul. So Turkey.
Yeah. Turkey.
Okay,
I
there are
like.
some people from Turkey in this that take these classes. So,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can talk to them all about Turkey and learn about the country and stuff. So,
Oh,
okay, so
that.
Turkey's one. Where
And
else?
then Greece.
Uh-huh.
Um, maybe I uh, go to some uh, countries in Europe, but Europe in the east,
Okay, in Eastern Europe. So,
Eastern Europe. Yeah,
okay, which countries? Which I guess
like
which countries are on your bucket list?
Russia. Is east, no? Yeah, Russia, Croatia, Finland, Norway, Denmark, um,
Sweden?
Sweden. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know Sweden. I have never been over there. And then I go to Asia.
Okay, and then I will go to Asia.
Then I will
Okay.
go to Asia, to China, Japan, Korea, and then Cambodia, and then go to India. And
Wow.
yeah, I want
So
to
you want
travel
to go
around.
everywhere. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and then would you spend some time also in the Mediterranean and the Caribbean
Yeah, but not at first because I already know that parts
area? Yeah.
of the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would pretty much go to the other continents, but not the Americas, right? Since you've
No, because I want to know the countries that I have never been over there.
uh-huh. How about Africa?
Oh yeah, South Africa, South Africa. Yeah,
Okay.
I will like it.
Okay. Um, that's that's awesome. I would, if I were rich, I would probably have an apartment or a flat somewhere in Europe, and I would have a flat in New York City or an apartment in New York City, and I would have maybe an apartment in Dubai
Oh
and
yeah, Dubai. I have a cousin that live over there.
oh really? I spent Christmas 2007 over there and I loved
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then maybe somewhere in Asia, but I don't know where. And then I would just live a hop around the world. So, um,
Yeah.
but that's my plan is to travel anyway. So,
Yeah.
but
Because tr if you travel, you open your mind, no?
yeah, you do. When you travel, it's you can open your mind and you realize that we are all the same, but yet we're very different. You know,
Yeah.
and we can learn to appreciate the differences and yeah, like Idaho is very very conservative. Do you know the word?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and when I came back to Idaho after 20 years of traveling and living in other countries and other states, I was very surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
You spent 20 years, you traveled 20 years or?
No, no, I didn't travel 20 years, but I lived
Oh,
away. I lived away from Idaho for 20 years.
oh,
Um,
okay.
I went to university in Oregon, and then I worked there for a while, and then I went to Korea, and
Ah,
then
yeah, I know Portland. I have been over there.
yeah, that's where I went. I was in Portland for 7 years after college. Then I went to Korea. Then I went to Illinois and got my master's degree.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to Finland and then I came here to Idaho. And Finland, I was there for 11 years. But in the process, I've been able to travel to many countries, and and so forth. So
Yeah, and I think that I have never been in Idaho, but I think it's a small city, no? That's why.
yeah, no, it is. It's tiny. Boise, the capital city, is about 250,000 people in Boise,
Oh, okay.
and um, do you know what metropolitan area means?
Yeah,
Okay,
like in the
so
center of the city.
no, so there's 250,000 people in Boise, but there's 500,000 in the Boise metropolitan area.
Oh, sorry, sorry. The metropolitan area, it's around the center of the city, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's around the outskirts. So it's basically not around the center, but around it's goes all the way around the city. So it makes the
Ah,
city
okay.
look bigger because people don't realize, oh, that's another town, that's another city, and so where when you consider that many Asian cities are 5 million or 3 million people, Boise,
Yeah,
Idaho is very small. How big is Mexico City?
it's really big. It's million. We have millions of. Let me think. We have millions of people. It's. I think it's the. I don't know if it's the third city in the world.
It's one of the largest, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, the largest and in density of
I don't know.
people.
Let's
First is
let's
China.
let's
China,
Google
I
it.
think.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
Let me see.
okay. Bear with me a
It's
moment while
like
I get this
25
onto.
million. I think I something like that. Let me see.
Okay, so that sounds about right. So let's Google it. Let's ask, what is the largest? What are? What should I ask? What question should I ask Google?
I I have here in the country or in the city. For example, in the country is 122.3 million of people in all the country.
Okay,
But let me see the city.
okay. I just typed in
It,
what is the largest. What it should be. What are the largest cities in the world?
yeah,
Um, should be what are, but anyway. Um, see,
it's
it
the
says with the total
fourth.
population, it's the fourth largest.
The fourth. No, it's not largest. It's the that we have more people. How do you say poblada? I don't know that
Mm-hmm.
word.
Uh,
We-
po- population. That's
Population.
we have the largest population.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have 20
population.
million of people
Mm-hmm.
in the city. 20
Okay.
million in the
So
city. Oh my God.
look what I look what I have here. See where's Mexico on this? Mexico is number 10, just under 20 million, according to
Yeah,
this. And we've got Tokyo is the largest, then Jakarta, Seoul, Delhi, Shanghai, Manila, and Karachi, New York. How do you say that? Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo. Yeah.
Sao Paulo? And Mexico City,
Oh my
Cairo.
God.
So, like, where are the cities in Europe?
Yeah, no, they don't have it.
Oh, here's one, Madrid.
What is
Madrid is the
60?
largest city in Europe?
Madrid?
Oh, come on,
Um,
London has to be here somewhere by metro population. Oh, okay, wait, 25. Okay,
Paris, it's 25. Paris and London
yeah,
24. No?
this advertisement got in the way for me. I thought it went like up here. So you could go down here. Okay, London. London is 34. So London's the largest city in Europe. Paris. No, Paris is the largest in
Yeah.
Europe. Wow. And yeah, so, and I live in a town of 850 people.
Yeah, it's small.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so the next question is, what would happen if you were poor?
If if I were poor, poor, how do you say?
Yes. If I were
Poor?
poor, poor,
If I
yeah,
were poor, uh,
I
I will have
would.
I will have to work more.
Now, will is sure, so say would. I would have to.
Will. I would have to work more. Work.
Okay,
Will. Yeah.
yeah, I would have to work, or like work
Yeah. I would have to work more. That's
more.
right
Okay,
or no?
that
Yeah.
is correct. Yeah, I would have to work more. Yeah, does Mexico, in the U.S., we have something called the working poor. Do you have those in Mexico as well?
The working poor? What's that?
The working
Could you?
poor. Yeah, the working poor. These are people who have several jobs, several jobs at minimum wage.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of that here
Yeah,
in Mexico.
yeah. So they work hard. They
Yeah,
work hard, but can never get ahead.
yeah, it's that's why a lot of people go to United States because they have to work, not the same, but they have to work and they
Hmm.
receive more money for their job.
Yeah. So they can make more and send it back home, right?
Yeah, it's really different. I live in Vegas for some months.
Uh-huh. And
Uh,
where's that?
Vegas, Las Vegas?
Vegas. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Vegas. For example, in Mexico, we have some ladies that help us in cleaning our house.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, we paid them like $20 a day,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to work 5 hours in the day, and they receive $20. And in
Uh-huh.
Vegas, I lived over there with my boyfriend, and we have a person that help us to clean the house, and we
Uh-huh.
have to pay her $90 a
A
day.
day for the same.
$90. Look the
Yeah.
difference. It's really,
Yeah. Well, like I have some wonderful friends who used to live in Dubai, and
yeah,
now they live in India, and they had a Filipino
yeah, over there.
maid, and he paid her $200 a month, and she got 2 days off
two
per month.
hundred dollars. Let me see how much is in pesos, Mexican.
Okay.
$200 at month.
Yeah, that's all he paid her was $200 a month
It's
and 2 days.
nothing
Yeah, 2 days off a month, and
at
um,
month. Oh my
yeah,
God.
and she sent the money home every month, and um, and he said, and I was like, I was like, really, you pay that little? And he said, but that's what she offered. That's what she wanted. So,
Oh, it's really sad, but that's the way they used to live, no? It's
mhm,
because maybe you and me can have another opportunities and
mhm,
another kind of jobs, but they have that opportunity and they couldn't recognize that they are receiving uh, too many, not too much money.
Yeah. Well, I think it's for us. One of the things for us is because of the our education and how we were raised. We were taught to know our worth.
Yeah,
You know, where some people um, are raised and their parents only make minimum wage, and they grow up and they're taught that they should be hardworking and make minimum wage, and they don't realize that they could be worth more
yeah.
if they, and I think that's the biggest issue is people just don't know their worth. And then in some countries, it's normal to pay people a lower wage. So
Oh, yes, I know that.
yeah,
In
could you make
Mexico, to be
yeah
like that.
could you make more money in another country if you were able to go abroad?
Uh, um, yes, I will. I will receive more money in other countries, maybe,
Okay.
if I am a resident over there.
Yeah, no, not if I'm not talking illegal. Even though
Yeah,
I'm a weird American, and I think it's because I lived abroad for so long. Um, I don't have any problem with illegal aliens. Do you know that word?
yeah,
Um, where a lot of Americans are very angry about illegal aliens or illegal immigrants coming up to.
yeah,
But the reason I don't have a problem with it is because they are coming up for a better life, and
yes,
um, and they are doing jobs that no one else will do.
yeah, that's right. You
So,
know, when I lived in Vegas, I
uh-huh,
feel a little sad and
uh-huh,
sometimes a little happy about the Mexicans, the
uh-huh,
immigrants that go over there to have another opportunity,
uh-huh,
because I am happy from them because I know they receive more money
uh-huh. Yeah.
for their job. But I am a little sad because I know that they have to sacrifice their family, their friends, the and a nice weather here in Mexico.
Hmm.
And that's why I say, oh,
Yeah. And then, well, of course, of course, there's some families who immigrated up from Mexico so long ago that uh, they don't even really know the Mexican culture very much.
yeah, it's like the second generation, no?
Or third, like
Or the
when
third.
I was in Korea, one of my coworkers was Mexican American, but he could not speak Spanish.
Oh, that's sad.
That's real to me. That's a really sad.
Yeah.
And he said that the reason was when his grandparents had he's third generation American, and when his grandparents came, they were discouraged from teaching their kids Spanish because they were encouraged to try to become American as much as possible.
Yeah, I
And
understand, but if they know Spanish, they will have more opportunities,
oh yeah, absolutely,
no?
absolutely. Because like in the area I live, if you are bilingual and you know both Spanish and English
Yeah,
really, really well, you can get more. You have more job opportunities. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I was very surprised. But he said that during the time that he was growing up, it was it was discouraged. But now, like he said, that he was now the Mexican Americans were teaching their kids Spanish and stuff like
No,
that. The
that's
newer
right.
immigrants.
But I understand it's difficult for the immigrants. For example, my sister, she
Uh-huh.
lives with her family in Burlington. It's really close
Vermont?
from Burlington, Canada. It's really close from Toronto.
Okay. It's in Canada. Okay.
Yeah, they live over there about 9 years.
Okay, so they have lived there for 9 years.
Yeah, they have lived there for 9 years. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it was a little difficult for them. They don't look like Mexicans, no?
Uh-huh.
That's good for them. uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, they know how to feel that they have to live like immigrants. Also, they have papers, and right now they are citizens, Canadian citizens.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But at first it was difficult because some Canadian people they don't like Mexicans, and you understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because there's a little bit of maybe discrimination or racism
Yeah.
or prejudice. Um, yeah, having lived in abroad for many years myself, I can understand. As an American, I get treated differently though. Um, but I remember one day some of my friends confronted me and they said, "You need to learn Finnish," and they actually made me cry. They didn't realize because had been trying so hard to learn Finnish. And a
Mhm.
couple weeks later, one of the ladies spent the afternoon with me, and we went to coffee shops and we went shopping. And everywhere I went, I would try to speak Finnish to the shopkeepers, and they would always speak English to me because,
Oh,
and that's a problem that native speakers of English have is everybody, even if you try to speak the language of the culture, if they
yeah.
can speak English, they want to speak English.
Yeah, they want to practice.
Exactly. So she finally turned to me and she said, "Holly, I now understand." She said, "Very few people are even letting you speak Finnish."
Yeah.
But yeah, so there are issues that people run into and and so forth. Let's go to the next question. Um,
Okay.
next one is, and I have two screens and I was pushing the wrong one. Okay. What would happen if you were principal of your school? So think back to the past, or we can say what would have happened if you were principal of your school, because you're older, so you're no longer in high school. But what would have happened if if you would have been, sorry, would
Will have
have
been
been principal?
if I if I had
I would
been
have
the
been.
if I will have how
So
do you say if I had
if I would have been, if I would have been principal of my school,
yeah if I will have been the principal of my school, um, I I put more art activities. That's
uh-huh,
right.
activities, I would have,
Art.
if I would have been principal
Like
of
that.
my school, uh-huh,
If I
uh,
will have,
I
how do you
would
say?
have,
If I will have,
I
will
would
that's
have,
correct.
if
If
I
I
would have
will,
been principal of my school,
if I will have been the principal of my school,
I would
I
have
I will have more
added
art
more
activities.
art activities. Okay. Oh, I just wrote it the way you should have said it. Can you read it for me?
Okay. If I will have, I have a problem. How do you say
Okay, for this word, forget there's an L, okay?
okay?
How do you pronounce that word?
Wood.
It's the same pronunciation.
Okay.
So if I
Perfect.
would, yeah, so if I would have been principal of my school, I would have added more art activities. Okay, so go ahead and say that.
Okay. If I would have been principal of my school, I would have add more art activities.
I would have added.
I would have added more art,
Would would have added.
would have added
Uh-huh.
more
More.
art activities.
Okay, so in Mexico, what kind of activities do the school students have in the schools?
We have a lot of art activities like
Okay.
guitar,
Uh-huh.
um, like dance,
Okay.
uh, sports. Sometimes
Okay.
we have like photography,
Mhm.
drawing.
Mhm.
Um, I
Okay.
don't remember that instrument that you have to throw like.
It's either a flute or a
Yeah, like
recorder.
flute. Yeah, like flute.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have like cooking,
Mhm.
painting,
Yeah.
reading, a lot
Okay.
of activities.
Excellent, excellent. So one of the things I need to correct my English, because you asked me, is art activities correct?
Yeah,
What I was thinking is you were talking about painting and drawing, but actually you're talking about the fine arts.
fine
The fine
arts, that's
arts.
right.
Yeah. So because you're talking about the fine arts, I would have said I would have said artistic activities.
Artistic activities. Oh, okay.
Activities. Okay.
Activity.
Or maybe I would have had more we could say more emphasis on the fine arts.
Okay.
More emphasis on the fine arts.
More
Oh, did I say
emphasis
fire?
on, yeah, on the fine arts.
Fine arts, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so was the main emphasis in your school on academics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you repeat
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. What I'll write it down too. Was and then I gotta write down right. Was the main
What's in,
emphasis
yeah?
emphasis in your school in your school on academics?
Oh, okay. It's in,
It
we have
was.
more emphasis, for example, in grammar,
Mhm.
um, literature,
Mhm.
mathematics a lot,
Mhm.
phys physics,
Science.
science,
Mhm.
um, like logical,
Logical.
psychology, like psychology,
Psychology. Okay. Social
psychology.
sciences.
Yeah, I am talking about high school,
Uh-huh.
for example.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
university because it's different.
Yeah.
I am talking about high
I
school.
yeah. So what you just described was actually academics.
Yeah,
Academics.
academics. Okay.
Yes. So you have of course fine arts is what you wish you could have had more of, and then you have the natural
Yeah,
sciences, which is things like um, uh, and
biology.
I spelled that wrong. Sciences, biology, chemistry, physics,
Yeah,
things like that. And then you have the social sciences, which is like
yeah,
history, And then also they call it might call that in the university they would call it liberal arts, but that's history, psychology,
Liber
anything.
liberal arts, that's like psychology and
Yeah.
mm, I don't know that.
So actually no, wait.
How do you say
No,
um
a liberal arts is different. I'm thinking of something else. What is it? I graduated
I didn't
in
know that.
linguistics. I
Yeah.
graduated in linguistics out of the. It's not liberal arts department. What is that? It must have been social sciences. Okay. Forget the liberal arts.
Okay.
So social sciences. So you have the natural sciences, and then you have the social sciences, and math is part of the natural sciences. So okay, let's go on to another thing because it looks like we're almost done. Okay. So what would happen if you won the lottery?
If if I
Win?
if I won the lottery, I will
Would?
will. It's the
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. Well, this is see if I win the
Okay.
lottery, I will. Or
Okay. If I
second
have
one, if I
passed,
won the
uh, I,
lottery.
I understand right now. If I have
Okay.
present there, it's
Uh-huh.
I will. Oh, okay, I understand. Sorry.
No, no
Sorry.
worries.
But it's right now I understand. Okay. If
Uh-huh.
I won the lottery, I would buy.
Would.
I would. Will.
Would.
Will.
No, don't say the L. I would.
I would.
Uh-huh.
That's correct.
Yep.
I would um investment in financial. You know what's that?
Uh-huh. I would invest
Invest and maybe
in.
buy some buildings and then uh, changing a little and then sell and
Mm-hmm.
make a bigger company of architecture.
Okay. So I've written that down. What you could have said was, if I won the lottery, I would
Yes,
invest in
that's
real estate.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's me too. If I were to get more money, first of all, I pay off my bills and put money in savings, and then I would invest in real estate. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's exactly what I would do too. Okay, next one, and we've got just one more question, and then we will call it a day. Okay, what what would happen if you lost your passport?
Okay. If I have, if I lost my passport, I would have, sorry,
I would.
I would uh, call to the Mexican embassy.
Very smart. But what happens, say for example, if you're traveling in Idaho? In Idaho, there is no Mexican embassy. Well, I wonder if we have a consulate.
First, I look for a picture that I have in my cell phone.
Uh-huh.
I always take pictures of all my documents
Uh-huh.
and then call
Okay.
to my family, um, ask for help.
Okay.
And so maybe I have to go to the police stations to report that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Where is the closest Mexican embassy
Embassy.
or
Portland?
or
No?
consulate? Probably Portland or Seattle. Where's the closest Mexican embassy or consulate
Oh,
in Idaho? Let's see. So when you come up to visit your friend, oh, there is a there's a consulate in in Idaho.
yeah,
Let's see. Oh, we gotta go down to Boise. Yeah. Wow. So if you were in Idaho, you would just have to go to Morrison Knutson Plaza Drive, Suite 102.
that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, there's so many Mexicans here. It doesn't surprise me at all. But these are consulates. Do you know the difference between a consulate um,
An embassy?
and an embassy? Yeah.
Yeah, I know in Spanish, the
Uh-huh.
consulado, it's the little
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
They have a representation, no?
Yeah. They have a representative.
Representative, yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
embassy, the big one.
Yeah, and they're usually in the bigger cities, so which would
Yeah,
not be Idaho. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I hope your first verbling class on your computer was fun, and you got a private lesson, um, kind of a private lesson because we did have people watching, but um, so you did very well, and thank you very much for
thank
your
you.
wonderful participation. And I hope to see you again in another class sometime
Sure,
in the near future. Okay?
sure, Holly. Have a good
Thank
night. Thank
you.
you very much.
Bye. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.